Hey everybody, this is Josh, the Retro Regamer here. I just wanted to talk to you, do a quick video about the SNES Classic. So if you weren't aware, the pre-orders for just for Walmart online went up last night and sold out in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. They went up on around, I think 11:30 East Coast time, and so around 8:39 West Coast time. So I missed one. I actually went to bed early, and I'm on the East Coast, and I totally missed it. So that sucks. But there's going to be more, I'm sure. And, you know, Nintendo has said that they're going to do more production on this and all of that. But I think there's a couple things here that Nintendo really needs to understand and needs to listen to. So, Nintendo, if you're watching, please pay attention to this. I understand that you said you were going to increase the production. And I am really hopeful that that's a good thing and that means that it will be enough. But I think you need to shoot for at least double the amount of NES Classics that were out there, because I believe in either North America or in the, I can't remember if it was the world, I think it was just North America, the NES Classic had 2.9 million units, okay? 2.9 million, okay? I know this isn't a direct correlation, but when the Nintendo Entertainment System launched back in 1985, 86, all right, until during its lifespan, it sold, okay, it sold over 60 million units, okay? 60 million. Okay, so 2.9 million NES Classics is a half of 1%. Okay? I think I'm on math right here. A half of 1%. Well, let's see. 10% would be 6 million. Yeah, and they didn't do that. So 5%, sorry. So 5% of the initial sales of the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, I understand a lot of those people don't care about gaming anymore. A lot of those people may have, you know, died and may not still be around or whatever. I get that. But I think it's fair to assume that at least 10% of the original purchasers, on top of new people of that number, probably are interested in the system. Okay, so like they did 2.9 million NES Classics. I think if they had done 6 million-ish, so double the amount of NES Classics, they might have been starting to be okay. Okay, now let's look at the Super Nintendo, okay, the SNES Classic here. The Super Nintendo sold like 49 million units, I think, 47 million units, the original Super Nintendo. All right, so if that one sold that much, 10% of that, 10% is 5 million units, all right? 5 million units, 10%. So let's think about that now. If you just do 10%, and that's what you did half of that for the NES Classic, maybe that will be enough. But the other thing you need to think about is also a lot of people that are casual people that aren't into the gaming scene, all of that, saw the hype around this last year around Christmas, along with the Hatchimals, okay? People were standing in line, people were waiting and waiting, people were buying multiples of these to sell online. These still go for $200 to $250 online. Okay, a $60 system still going for like 200 bucks online. All right? These people know that, so they're going to be even more ravenous getting these. So you really have to make sure there's just a ton of product out there, because that's the only way to compensate for this, so that people will just let it go. If they see 40 of these on a shelf, on the shelf, not waiting in line and all that, on the shelf, then they're like, oh, well, you know, nobody's buying these. I'm not going to be able to flip these as easily. You know, that's going to cut it in half really easily on the problems we had with that, okay? That's one big thing. The other big thing is that, you know, yes, these people also saw this. There's probably more interest for this because the people that are in the SNES Classic era and the Super Nintendo era are a little bit younger than the people that were in the Nintendo era. So the Nintendo era, the people that had that as a kid, okay, a lot of them are in their 40s now. A lot of them are getting into their 50s now. Maybe some late 30s in there. But the system that really hit it for the 25 to 35-year-olds right now is, well, more so 30 to 40-year-olds, is the Super Nintendo, okay? So this is going to be a big deal. So I don't think they're even planning to double what they did for the NES Classic. I'm worried right now they did 2.9 million NES Classics, so they're saying, okay, well, we'll do 4 million SNES Classics, and that should be enough. No, I think you need to do at least 5 million. at the very least, if you did 2.9 million before and the issues that we had. You know, and I've heard numbers that stores are going to be getting somewhere between 40 and 60 units a store, which is a little bit better. I think before it was like 20 and 30 units a store. Depending on the store, depending on the carrier and all that stuff. It seemed like the average was 15 to 25 of the NES Classic, and then it dropped to 10 really quickly. So I'm saying 15 to 25 on launch day, and then it dropped to like 5 to 10 a store, and then it dropped to like 2 to 3 a store, 2 to 4 a store. So they really need to like come out with like 100 plus on launch day, and then keep a constant stock of, you know, 20 at a time or something like that, 30 at a time coming into the stores, because people are going to buy these. You're going to be coming up on holiday seasons again. People are going to start their Christmas shopping in September and October when these release, you know. And yes, you've got the Switch and Mario Odyssey, but you need to focus on this. And we saw last night, I don't know how much stock Walmart had, but they're online. All the pre-orders were gone in 30, 40 minutes, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that long. Yes, it's not the 5 minutes, 10 minutes like it was before or for the NES Classic some of the time, but that's still not that much of a long time. I'd like to see it up for at least an hour to 2 hours before it disappears. But, I mean, you have people buying multiple consoles, because the other thing you got to think about, too, is so many orders got canceled last time. So people are buying duplicates and buying extras because they're trying to help out their friends. They're trying to make sure if it gets canceled, they still get one. They don't have to fight the third-party market. Like, come on, Nintendo. So, anyway, that's my rant. I just want to get that out there. They need to be considering the fact that a lot of these people, like, this is a more popular system, so that should bump up the numbers they produce. Also, people saw how hard it was to get the other system, so that should bump up the numbers they produce. And people are seeing how much these sell for, so that should bump up the numbers they produce. That's all I have to say. So anyway, like, subscribe. That's my video for today. I just wanted to talk about that real quickly. Thanks for checking it out. Let me know in the comments what you think, and hopefully they'll make enough of these freaking things.